Hey, good evening, and welcome to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. I am Mike Downhour. We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's Restaurant right here in Monroe on Desert Street. And with me here is head football coach and athletic director Benji Lewis. Coach, man, 3-1. What a thrilling ball game against Franklin Parish last week. You know, you kind of set it up, the coach speak, well, they're a good team. Coach, they are a good team.
Yeah, I wasn't lying to you.
My goodness.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Burnett after that game. I actually called Saturday morning when we got through. I called him and I called their defensive coordinator, Greg Boxley, both guys I think a lot of, and I told them, I said, you guys played your tail off, you coached your tail off. You're a great ball club, and I don't know if you're going to lose another game. Maybe not all year, but definitely not in the regular season.
Right.
That's no disrespect to any teams they're playing. They're just a juggernaut. We were able to do some things in the special teams game, which I kind of alluded to last week, that we got to be good there, and those things counted. We'll talk more about them in depth, but what a great atmosphere. Obviously a homecoming atmosphere for us. They came out in droves. One of the biggest crowds, just from people talking,
Well, that's one of the things I kept saying over and over again is it's one of the largest home crowds I've seen in years there. And then look across the way to Franklin Parish. It was 3/4 full, if not almost completely, depending, with people standing along the fence line. So,
and I talked to him, back in, I guess, the spring or whenever we set that game up, and I asked him stupidly at the time, hey, won't we just play it both times at my place and I'll pay you out? And he said, Coach, I make this much money at a home game. And you can tell he does. They follow them well. And, look, they brought a great crowd, had no problems at all on either side. It was just a great high school atmosphere. And look how things ought to be. Like I talked about at the beginning of the year, a playoff-type atmosphere. Everybody has a great time, The home team goes home happy.
It did.
Which is good, but – no problems at all. Class team, Franklin Parish. We handled ourselves with class, and just a good night for Northeast Louisiana football.
What was it, 51, 40, 98 points scored?
Points.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I was expecting, a tough game, but I wasn't expecting it to be that high scoring. And those guys, their guys were saying this is the best Franklin Parish team they've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they also had 5 D1 prospects on that team. My
they
goodness.
They do, and I think every one of those guys are juniors too, so we'll be talking this time next year about that.
I believe we will. All right, well, let's talk about just a few of the plays that how about a breakout game for Wydell Clark?
Yeah, I've said it, and I've tried to preach that guy. Look, I know college coaches have to look at the measurables of things, but there's one thing you can't measure, and that's desire and heart, and that kid has a ton of it. I continue to say it. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. He's one of the best overall playmakers in this area, if not the best. There's a bunch of great athletes, but I don't know how many can go in on defense and make a play for you, get you a pick, get you a pass breakup, go in on kickoff, score you a touchdown or two.
Twice.
Go in on offense, run the ball, catch the ball. If we need him to throw the ball, he can do that too. Just what a versatile tool to have, And he did. He showed up mostly in the special teams the other night, and I'm so proud of him, for that. And I'm proud of the recognition he got for it. Look at Al Miller walking in. Yep. I'm proud of him.
Absolutely. And one of the things, we know how strong defensively Ouachita is. Franklin Parish had a strong defensive line, the entire defense, and it's one of the first times we've seen that, from an opposing team.
Sure,
that
man.
strong.
Hey, those two defensive ends, again, I talked about Chris Addison. He's one of the, premier defensive ends in the nation in his class. He's a junior. Just one of the premier guys. Number 87, I forget his last name, but I remember his number. He was pretty dang good himself. Both of those guys made it really, really, really tough to run on. And then, they had guys making plays around it. I'm remembering numbers, not names right now, but number 3, I think, when I look back at the tackle chart, when we're pulling stats and everything, number 3 had like 10 tackles, maybe 11. That's from a weak side safety position, right. So he's coming up. It's good when your weak side safety is making that many plays. Good for us offensively. That means he's getting tackled at the second and third level. But still, they played, a heck of a game. It was a heck of a game. And so did we.
Yes, you did.
So did we.
Well, ultimately, the final score 51-47. You guys pulled that out, and it was a homecoming victory, but it was not the typical homecoming opponent.
No, like I said, I'm already in thought, so let's make sure that doesn't happen again. Let's make sure that we plan a little better than that. And but look, I'm glad now that it's behind and we've gotten that win. I'm glad to add that layer of adversity because you want to put your guys in. I hate to say it, but adverse situations, see how they'll respond. And that definitely was for them. To me, the biggest adversity they'd had all year, which is a great team coming in. Look, that looks like to me a quarterfinal to semifinal Division I non-select team.
I can see that.
And to have them come in, you have the distraction of homecoming, not a hostile crowd, but a very electric crowd. All of that, and they just, they kept playing. They did what they had to do.
You put them what appeared to be away a couple of times. Oh, they wouldn't go away.
No.
And then not only did they come back, they would take the lead on 2 or 3 scores. Talk about how does that happen other than big play? I mean, was there a defensive breakdown? Was it something specifically, or they're just that good?
I think in the second half they really dug their heels in, and offensively we struggled to get the ball going much, and our defense was on the field a lot. He made some excellent throws in the second half, and I'll be honest, I'm more impressed with him, and I was impressed with number 1, Ellis kid, before the game. I'm more impressed because he impressed me with his arm, which is not the thing I was the most impressed with before. He threw for 250, I think, somewhere in that area, and with a 70% accuracy. Right. That's not what he had done all year long, But he hit, there's a ball going down their sideline. I want to say that was maybe the first half. Could have been second. But Orlando Odie Fremont is right on the guy. And he drops it in a place that only that guy can catch it. And I told, Coach Sampson on the headset, I said, we've not seen that throw out of him. He really, what impressed me is in the big moments like that he shined. And so it was tough to get him off the field, there, and to get that, especially in the second half. I think that's where they kind of mounted their comeback, if you will. And I think it was largely based on, of course, offensively they're explosive, but their defense just getting those stops, against our offense and creating those opportunities to where we weren't taking time off the clock like we wanted to,
One of the things, we got a chance to talk to you post-game in the 3B Outdoor Equipment post-game show, and your team was ready to celebrate. They went down for the alma mater with the band, who was very supportive, but they were truly, celebration. What was it like in the locker room once you're away from all that crowd, away from all those people? Tell us about that.
It's amazing, to walk in there after that because there's so much work that goes into it. I mean, hours upon hours. There's, probably on a weekend, 15 hours for me at least on a weekend, between Saturday and Sunday, 15 hours there of preparation. Then you go into the week. For those guys, you're looking at, practice, meetings, and things like that. 10 to 12 hours, so now you're on 30 hours of preparation. So when the payment comes on that, it's awesome. It's awesome, and there's relief and there's happiness, and because these are largely the same guys that last year were experiencing losses in games like that where they were either up or at halftime they were behind by a score and they just couldn't find a way to get it done. And one of my coaches said the other night after the game, he said, Coach, we don't win that game last year because the guys had to learn that. And, again, to me, that's tremendous statement that I think is accurate as well, is that these guys somewhere in the the spring, when they were, trying to get past what they had, done, what we had done as a team, which is 3-8, to be able, somewhere in there was some resolve found, and we were able to win a game like that.
Well, you have not even officially started district yet, and you've already matched the number of wins you had last year. Yeah. You're going into district play. Of course, there's a bye in there, but it was 3-1. Yep. And how does that team feel? I know you want Captain Shreve back, but how does that feel going in 3-1?
Well, great. In a word, it feels great. It feels justifying for those guys, and I think it's what they need. Hey, we want to buy in, and they do. But if I'm honest, it's hard for a kid to buy in when they don't see the immediate results of that. It takes a special young man to do that, and so we wanted to have success. And is 3-1 what we envisioned? Ideally 4-0 was, but we let that one slip. And those are things you'd like to have it back, but you can't get it back. And so sitting at 3-1, there's a lot of things that we can hang our heads on that we've done well and improved on week to week. I can remember back the first week, there's snap issues, there's things like that. There's missed tackles, and all of those things have improved as we've gone on. And there's still things to improve on. That's why, we don't want to be the best we are right now. We want to be good. We want to beat teams, but we don't want to peak right now. But it's going to take a heck of an effort the next 4 to 5 weeks in this district,
Let's talk about your freshman kicker, Mondragon.
Absolutely.
This guy, you've asked him the sky kick, pooch kick, quick kick, and squib. But towards the end of the game, as his emotions got into it, 2 in a row he put in the end zone as a freshman.
Yep.
Tell me about this.
Well, so right now, he's been a guy he's probably putting the ball consistently on the 5-yard line, which, again, is amazing.
That's good, right.
Amazing for a freshman football player. But the product of and it's bad, but it's a good story. The product of those touchbacks is that our kickoff team was covering it so well, we were stopping them inside the 20, on the 15 to 17.
That's right.
So the guy lets it, and he was fired up. The guy lets it falls on the 3 and goes in. It's a touchback.
Right.
For him, it's a touchback, and he's fired up, and I'm thinking, man, there's 3 yards they gained right there, And I told him, I said, I'm happy for you because he put 2 back-to-back in the end zone. And we know, look, that's coming. He's going to put them all in there if we want them in there in the very near future.
He also contributed with another field goal, 30.
Another
what
field
was that,
goal,
34 or something.
Yeah, that was 31 on that one, and then 6 extra points. He's not missed. I think he's missed 1 extra point all year. But in a game, you're trotting him out there. Hey, this is a tight game. You miss 2 or 3 of those is a different thing altogether. And I'm proud of Miguel. After 5 weeks, Miguel sits in the state for extra field goals made with 2. He sits 6 in the state right now.
That's amazing.
And in Division I, he's first. He's first. Also, like we mentioned earlier, Waddell Clark is a spark plug for us. Waddell currently sits in the state first in kickoff return average. He's 53.5 yards per return.
Well, we saw a lot of that just last Friday night.
And look, Waddell also on punt return. He's 5th in the state and 5th in Division I with 27 yards of return. But then look, C.J. Spurs right behind him, 8th in the state and 3rd in Division I in kickoff average, and then 5th in the state and Division I in total return yards.
Well,
so,
and these are statewide leaders all on your team, Mondragon, Clark, Spurs. But Connor with 423 yards passing.
That's right.
Dade with 421. They're both neck and neck right there.
That's right.
Connor with 36 points is 12th in the state there.
And you think about that, Montreal for 423 yards and then Dade 421. That's passing and rushing. That shows you a balance there that, last year I think teams kind of set on the run with us because we weren't able to pass the ball effectively. And I'm not saying 8 for 15 for 51 yards is, burning it up, It's not – we're not air raiding or anything. But you got to think about that. It's 3rd and long, and he hits a 48-yard pass to Waddell Clark. Just to have the arm, the accuracy to get that ball in there, those are the things that he does well.
And let's talk about your punter, Trey Johnson.
Yep.
He's got about a 27, 28-yard average. Division I, that's 5th?
Yeah. Trey knows we want to be above 30 there, but
Sure.
he's still 5th. Odie Fremont, our weak side safety, is 9th in Division I in sacks with 2 sacks on the year. We're happy, man. We're happy for those guys and want to notice those guys for the things that they're doing, not only for our team, but how they're leading the state in these categories. Yep.
Well, Coach, you brought some players and coaches tonight. Tell me who you got.
Yeah, man. I've got Coach Kelvin Tony. Coach Tony coaches our H-backs and tight ends. This is his 2nd year with us. And offensively with him, there'll be Garrison Young. Garrison's a senior. I believe Garrison's a 3-year starter. If he's not, he's definitely a 2-year starter. But he is an offensive guard for us, big, strong young man. you're going to have to just take the mic away from me. There's so much to say. And those of them who know Garrison will know that's a big-time joke.
That's right.
Garrison's a great guy, though. Garrison Young is our offensive lineman and our offensive guy that'll be talking. Defensively, a name a lot of Ouachita people will know, Coach Jonathan Wilhite, who coaches our safeties for us. Coach Wilhite's back.
Second
back
round.
At Ouachita, and this is, he's with us for this year. And I enjoy having him. I've worked with Coach Wilhite at one of my previous stops. He worked with me a year or two there. Really, really enjoy coaching with Coach Wilhite. Have a defensive tackle coming with him, senior defensive tackle, Ashton Thomas. Ashton does a great job for us. He's in that rotation of those 3 or 4 defensive tackles that we utilize every game. I think he's playing his best ball right now, as you should as a senior.
And we've called his name, of course, Garrison too, but we've called his name as well. So.
Yep, Ashton's playing his best ball right now, and the thing I see, I just talked about peaking at the right time. I see him getting better week in and week out right now. So that's who you'll hear from tonight, Lions fans, and I'm excited to hear what they have to say myself.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Now we know we've got the Ruston Bearcats coming in, district play. We'll talk about that on the final segment, but looking at where you are right now, coming in with this team, look at the growth from the scrimmage and the jam and even the first game to where you are now. I know that's got to be pleasing. I know you've got to feel good, but you're not done yet.
No. We're proud of the growth. I mean, that's obviously the key to success is being able to grow and mature and learn from mistakes, but we're not satisfied with it. If the season, went south on us right now and we end up 3-6, we're not satisfied with that,
Right.
So 3 wins is not enough. I know that, they know that, and I think you'll hear that in their message as well.
All right, you're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We'll be back with offense and defense and then wrap it up with Coach in the final segment. You're tuned in from Catahoula's Live. This is the Benji Lewis Show. We'll be right back.
Sonica Swartz is a proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football, dishing out some of the best burgers, conies, and appetizers in Monroe to the citizens of East Ouachita Parish for many years. From supersonic burgers to bacon doubles, chili cheese conies, jalapeno poppers, and weekly specials, Sonic has something that will satisfy your craving. Grab a snack on the way to the game or dinner on the way home. That's Sonica Swartz, 520 Lincoln Road, proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football.
Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lake Shore. Clearly a cut above the others. Get ready for hunting season at your one-stop shop, Diamond Gun and Outdoors. Ammo, and check out the latest new and used rifles. Why hunt all over town when Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lake Shore has everything you need, family owned and operated. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Desert in Lake Shore, just down from Ray's PG. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Desert, Lake Shore.
The last hailstorm, we called Weather Pro. They came out very quickly, inspected the house, did everything we needed to do, took care of all the paperwork, and took care of it quickly. After that was done, and they cleaned up everything and didn't have to worry about anything. There was no hassle, no nothing. It was great. They did a very professional job. I would highly recommend them for any job that you have for roofing needs.
If you were just in a car crash, the insurance company could already be calling you. Don't talk to them, talk to us. The call is free, and the difference can mean going into debt or getting the settlement you deserve. Pick up the phone and call us right now. Don't wait. Call Creed & Creed, 387-5800. You can count on Creed & Creed. Call today, 387-5800. Remember, Creed & Creed is all you need.
Oh, man.
Now, okay. Thank you, T-Lay. Hey, we are back with the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's Restaurant right here in Monroe. And with us right now, we've got a couple of, we've got Coach Jonathan Wilhite. And we also have Thomas Ashton, number 94. Thomas, want to check this here, 5'7", 261.
Yes, sir.
They telling the truth on that 261?
Nah.
What are you after that cheeseburger?
About a good 270.
See, that's what I'm saying. They lie on y'all. I don't
Yes, sir.
understand all that. But anyway, all right, Coach, let's start with you first. This is your second stint at Ouachita. First of all, we're proud. We're glad to have you back. Talk to us about what it's like coaching here at Ouachita High School.
Words can't explain, to play at a program and come back and walk those
That's right.
same halls. And,
That's right, as a player and a coach.
It's awesome. It's awesome to see today's generation kids, going through the same process that we went through, and it's just been a great job to help guide them in the right direction, of what we want Ouachita to be.
Who was head coach when you played?
It was John Causey.
Okay.
John
Oh,
Causey.
wow. I remember those days. Rest his soul. Yeah, okay. Ashton, you have been with the program all 4 years here, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you are I know you play defensive tackle and all that, but do you play any other positions, or they move you around a little bit, don't they?
Yes, sir. My freshman year, I used to play D tackle and defense. I mean DN too. So other than that, that's it. They had moved me D tackle junior year.
What's your favorite spot?
I'll probably say defensive end. It's less double teams, but yeah.
Right. And how's that feel when they double team you? I mean, first of all, that's respect.
Yes, sir. It is, but it's hard. But with hard work, just me practicing a lot on double teams, it starts getting easier and easier going on.
Desmond Lighton's not here with me tonight, but he's our color analyst here. And, when I introduced him, he was a two-way starter at Ouachita, kind of like this guy. He All-American at McNeese. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Butler County Community College and Auburn University.
And then he went on to play in Canadian Football League. You went on to the NFL. You played with the Patriots. You played with the Broncos. You missed that Super Bowl ring by 1 year?
Yeah, 1 year.
Hey, talk about that real quick. Going from the halls of Ouachita High School to playing for the New England Patriots.
It's a process. I always tell people it was like a flash. I just looked up one day and I was at Auburn. I looked up the next day I was at New England Patriots. But the work and the process that was in between the lines made it all great. Words can't explain the feeling to have dreams when you're young and to accomplish those dreams. So it's something that I'll always look back and be proud of myself about, and it gives me a pitch to give to kids that you can be and you can whatever you desire to be.
I got a double question for you here. What's it like coaching with Benji Lewis?
Oh, it's been great. I was with him at Nelville a year, and now I'm in my stint at Ouachita with him. He knows his stuff, so it's great to be around him, the energy and the leadership that he brings to the team. He's been great for Ouachita High School.
And what's it like being coached by a Bill Belichick?
Stressful. Extremely stressful, but I would say I learned so much about the game from that guy, and how to coach, how to approach kids, knowing that you can't approach all kids the same way, and just getting to know kids on a personal level to understand how to get your method across to them. So I learned a lot from the guy. The guy's one of the greatest, and it was an honor just being on the same team with him.
I can see that, and taking a little bit of everybody you've played with, everybody you've coached with, turn it into a coach's brain and outcomes. What you're doing right now, and what you're going to be in the future. Ashton, the same with you too, man. You've had multiple head coaches, and what are you going to do when you graduate? What's your plans?
My plans is, I want to go to college, major in business. I might just play a little bit of football, but I also want to do piloting as well, so, something to back off, fall on. Then after that, really focus on my business career, and just help people out in Monroe, with that.
All right, talk to us, both of you, about the season so far. Scrimmage was, I don't want to use the word sloppy, but it wasn't organized quite yet.
Yes,
Bayou Jam, same way. Same thing at Captain Shreve, too. There were a lot of lessons to be learned at Captain Shreve. And since then, wow, 3-1 is where you are right now. Give me a couple of memories from both of y'all, playing and coaching, your thoughts on what game maybe stands out for you.
One thing I always learned, about being a player, you want to start at camp one way and you want to just continue to progress as the season go. Captain Shreve was a game that showed us a lot about ourselves. It gave us a point.
2 points. You just needed 2 more points.
Yeah, it gave us a point of emphasis to focus on. It gave us situational football. You know, some was good, some was bad. You know, but like I said, as a football team, you just want to continue to get better week by week by week and fix some things up. Hey, we're playing some good teams, so it's going to be some dog fights. It's going to be some situations that we're going to have to dig deep, but that's what you play the game for.
I'll ask you that same question.
Really, it all comes down to, hard work, and also us just coaching each other better ourselves,
What is your favorite play that you've done this year?
I'd probably say
Got any
stack
pancakes or got any? Yeah, talk to me about what you got.
I think I got a couple sacks. Not a couple sacks, but tackles. I don't know how many I got, but, I'm working hard to get more this season. It's not too late. So, yeah.
All right, guys, both of y'all, I was stunned at what I saw at Franklin Parish. That team came in. They looked good. 5 D1 prospects on that team. And, of course, we played them for homecoming. I'm just like, come on now. It's like, what is that all about? But what was it like to come through and finally, and especially coming out with the victory? Both of you guys. Ashton, you go first.
I feel like it was all about us just putting in effort because, usually after halftime, we just kind of sit down and, just take it. But we actually fought back, fought a hard game, and it turned out to be a victory for us on the good side, and especially on homecoming night too. Turned out to be a victory.
All right, you were on defense, man. That Ellis, the quarterback, man. I mean, yes, he'll be playing on Saturdays, but I'm not so sure he won't be playing on Sundays too, man. That kid was good.
Yeah, he's really a good athlete, freak of nature, man. I mean, he's just good. People say he's not really. Well, Coach told us he's not really that fast, but man, he's fast.
Yeah. Did you get a piece of it though?
Almost.
At least he kept it a buck.
He did that. All right, Des, welcome, man. Glad you made it.
I appreciate it, man. I had to run over Ace the Warhawk to get over here.
That Ace the Warhawk does get in the way.
He does. But no, man, I couldn't miss Ruston Week for the world.
All right, he brought up Ruston. It's time to talk Ruston. Not only are you starting district play, you're playing in the toughest district in the state. The next 4 games, Ruston, West Monroe, Neville, Alexandria Senior High, all of them basically ranked in the top 10. Mm-hmm. I mean, my goodness, how do you prepare for that, especially the number 1 state champion defenders coming in Friday night?
Really, just locking myself in, just staying locked in the whole week. Can't really get too distracted because we have a mission to complete. You got to get like.
If you were just in a car crash, the insurance company could already be calling you. Don't talk to them.
Too hard to just lose to a state defending champion. So I feel like just us preparing hard this week. We had a couple of days, but I feel like just us working harder and harder and us coming together as a team to work hard, we're gonna come out with that victory.
Coach Wilhite, talk us about it.
This is what you play football for. You play football to go against good football teams, and you measure yourself off that. I always rose to the occasions in situations like this in life. And, this is the message we're getting across to the kids. We really don't care about anybody's feelings or what anybody thinks about the team but us. Us in the locker room, the coaches, the players. We got to go out there and we got to execute the game plan and we got to play football. At the end of the day, it's X's and O's and it's football. Yeah. And at the end of the day, predictions are predictions, but the game has to be played.
Coach, you talked about rising to the occasion. Forgive me if you already covered this, but former NFL football player.
We talked about.
Go for it.
No, go ahead.
Coming from that, you said we were underdogs.
Yes.
You were an underdog when it came to making it to the pros.
Yes.
Do the kids actually, or the players, ask you about that experience? Do you get that across to them that you can rise and go further than what's expected of you?
Yes. I have kids pick my brain about it, and I love it because like I say, it gives them a visual of what it takes. Going from junior college and being an All-American, number 1 corner in the country, and and being able to go anywhere you want to go to play college football. But coming out of high school, you had no college offers. You see what I'm saying? So it give kids a vision that dreams can come true. And I preach that on kids, the little things, and that's what it takes to play in the NFL. And Friday night, that's what it's going to take Washita football having to do is to go out there and do the little things right. To play when you're playing into big football games and playing against good football teams like Ruston High School, we're going to have to be on our game, and this is what we want to be, and this is what we live for, and we're excited to go in and show that Washita is here.
First of all, I had no idea that you didn't have any offers out of high school. Everybody knew that was that dude. I didn't know that you rose to be the #1 corner in the nation.
Yes.
Tell me, so what? So much about making it there is knowing what it looked like and what to do to get there. So you provide that. What did you pull from when you didn't have a model to necessarily model your game and your practice work ethic off of?
It came from somewhere.
It came from Washita High School.
Okay.
You know, the work ethic and hard. It was competition there when I was in high school. We had a lot of great players, and I came from a real competitive environment. And, you know, going to junior college, it was hard. I rose to the occasion. Eventually going to Auburn, I rose to the occasion. You know, eventually going to New England, I rose to the occasion. And Friday night, we have to
rise to the occasion. So creating that competitive atmosphere of practice is a message you develop.
Talk about this guy to your right here.
Yeah,
talk about his work ethic. Talk to some and the other guys too.
I mean, just this guy. You know, when you look at him, he's not. You know, he's not going to be like the Dylan.
Ominous,
he's a big, you know, he's a humble, he's a quiet kid. But one thing about him, he's going to show up. And we have players, you know, on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what we're going to do. Guys that, hey, I want to make a name for myself. I want to show up. I want to be a part of this team. I want this team to go down in history, and that's what it's going to take. All 11 guys out there with one plan to go out there to execute their jobs, and that's what us as coaches been preaching all week, to go out there and play our game. Ignore the noise. That's something Bill Belichick used to say all the time. Ignore the noise. You know, ignore the noise. Just worry about what's inside the locker room. Worry about the game plan, and everything else will fall in place.
And what you say, he's not very imposing but if you know football and you watch him, he jump off. I saw you. I said, who was 9-4?
Well, not only that, they've been double teaming him some too. That's a little bit of a pride issue too.
So how does that feel? Do you have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder because you know maybe you're not getting as much as the pub as maybe a Dillon or
kind of like this guy?
Yes, sir. It's for sure a chip on my shoulder. You know, what my old coach used to say, Coach Walker, you know, make them feel you. You know, even when I'm the younger, you know, not younger but smaller kid out there, just make them feel you. You know, because I feel like, you know, I'm better than that. I'm better than, you know, just, you know, I feel like I can make myself better in situations, you know.
Absolutely, and you can make a difference for the Lions.
Yes,
and
sir.
I can speak from experience. I was undersized defensive tackle too.
Yes,
Didn't have any offers. You can make them feel you, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, turned into All-American here, and both of them professional. You obviously can do whatever.
Yes.
So best of luck.
Here's
to you
your
guys.
opportunity this weekend.
That's right. All right, final thoughts on Ruston before we turn it over to the defense. I mean, the offense.
I'll keep saying, you know, it's going to take us being Ruston's a great team. You know, they're good, they're well coached. It's going to take us doing the little things right. You measure yourself against teams like this. You know, you go into a game like this with a game plan, and you go in to execute and do the things necessary to win the football game. You play the game to win. You know, and that's what we preach. We got to go out there with determination to finish and win games and do the little things right, and I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Ashton, final thoughts?
You know, just go out and ball, have fun. You know, at the same time, have fun as well, and also, you know, win that game as well, because it's going to mean a lot to us too.
Can I ask one more question, Mike?
Absolutely.
We got a secondary, like literal professional. From a secondary perspective, with a team like Ruston is dynamic on both sides, what are some must-dos that we have to do to win?
Remain assignment sound. You know, with a team like this, I keep saying it. You know, you have to be where you're supposed to be, and you have to know what you have to do within the defense. You know, they have some big play guys over there. You know, so all it takes is one time being out of position, and it can be a touchdown. So, like I said, if we can continue to focus and be on top of our game, you know, and play the game that like we know how to play it, you know. We can be the sky's the limit, but you know this is high school football, and you know mistakes are going to be made. So adversity is everything, and how you rise to adversity is going to show what type of team we are.
Come on.
All right, guys. Jonathan Wilhite here, Ashton Smith, Ashton Thomas, and my bad. Make me call your name again Friday night. Okay?
Make them feel you, Ash.
That's right. Make them feel you. All right, this is the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, and we'll be back right after this.
Randall Garvin's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats is now open. 2 incredible and delicious institutions now under one roof. Fresh cut steaks, stuffed meats, and wraps.
He's got fresh seafood of every kind, along with boiled shrimp, barbecue ribs, sausage, and chicken. Plus, there's always grab-and-go dishes if you're not cooking.
Randall's is also taking ham and turkey orders for the holidays.
Randall's Captain Avery Seafood and Specialty Meats, 1 block off 165 at 2607 Fur Rand in Monroe.
The staff at Community Health is all about service to the community. That's, you know, we're trying to provide access to affordable, quality health care. And so with access comes service. And so you can't do that without having good staff.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysph.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Every order earns you loyalty points, so you can rack up rewards faster than a running back hitting the end zone. Save your favorite orders, track your deliveries, and enjoy exclusive offers, all at your fingertips. Visit johnnysph.com/app. Enjoy the Pizza Squad today. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of game day glory.
We warmly invite you to join us in worship at North Monroe. Our hearts are dedicated to serving Jesus and growing together as a community of faith through the power of worship, the intimacy of small groups tailored for all ages, and our deep commitment to supporting one another as we seek to walk with Christ. Join us on Sundays at 9 and 10:30 a.m. at our Monroe campus. You can also worship with us at our Bastrop campus at 10:30 a.m. For more info, visit us at northmonroe.com.
Hi, I'm Melanie, class of 2018.
Hi, I'm Matthew, class of 2020. And our dad owns Mellis Towing.
We don't want your arm and leg, we just want your toe.
343-9998.
Go on!
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula's in Monroe on Desert Street. Mike Downhour here, Des Lighton over there, and we got a couple of new guys here from the offensive side. Coach Kelvin Toney here. He coaches fullbacks and tight ends.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Yes,
and also Garrison Young, number 61, 6 foot, 267. He is a senior.
Hoss.
Welcome to the broadcast, man, both of you.
How y'all feeling to be here with us today?
Feeling real good.
Man, this is awesome, man. First of all, we got a big week. It's wrestling week. We're going to get to there in a second, but we want to get to how you guys ended up here with us. So, Coach, tell us kind of what your journey has been like to end here at Ouachita. Where'd you start at? How'd you end up in the coaching profession?
I went to JUCO at Holmes Community College, then played football. Then I transferred to Ole Miss, finished my degree there, then played football.
So Hotty Toddy's a big deal, right?
Hotty Toddy's
Okay.
a big deal. Yeah. Then I moved down here. Got a lot of family down here, so I just wanted to be close to the family. And I ended up getting a job at Ouachita. Wanted to coach. Went to go talk to Benji. And that's how I just ended up.
So what drew? So you never played, by the way. That's a good.
I did play in high school.
That's a whole different element.
You played in
though.
high school, but most coaches,
a
lot of the great coaches didn't play.
Yeah.
But you played in high school. What position did you play in high school?
Athletes.
Like ATH, all over the place. Quarterback, running back, tight end, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So what drove you to the game, the coaching profession?
I just wanted to, since I wasn't playing football, I just wanted to stay close to the game.
Stay close. Yep. Yep.
Yes, indeed. Okay, man. Well, it's awesome that you actually here, and I see you on the field, very, very competitive. I see you out there with the kids. And speaking of, we got Garrison. Garrison, tell us, how did you end up here playing football at Ouachita?
Man, I live right across the road.
Okay, well, that made it pretty easy then, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Are you a 3-year starter?
Yes, sir.
I thought so, because we've called your name for many years here. Talk to us about, you've gone through multiple head coaches now. You've had 2. Talk to us about what it's like coaching for Coach Lewis right now, or playing for Coach Lewis.
Man, it's good, man. I mean, he was already here, so it was kind of
that's
seamless.
True. That's right. That's right.
So, but it's cool.
3rd year starting. So,
Yes,
all right, a lot of people don't realize each team is different. It's a different team every year. What's different about this team in your 3rd year as a senior?
Man, we're really coming together, and we're real good.
Well, you're 3-1 right now, getting ready for the number 1 team in the state. But last year you only had 3 victories the whole year. Talk to us where you are right now with 3 wins versus wrapping up the season with only 3.
I mean, we're up, ready to go. I mean, we lost Zach last year. That was big.
Yep.
And it kind of set us back. But I mean, we're ready to go now.
And talk about your brothers on that line, that big ugly, that O-line there. Talk to us about the other 4 guys on that line.
I mean, we're real close. We're all in.
Okay.
A man of many words, as you guys can tell. But look, man, I'm gonna tell you, look, people like that, we know you got it in you, brother. You don't say a lot, but when you do, you say it.
Yes,
so
sir.
Tell us what it's like. You got your coach right here, H-back coach, tight ends coach. What is the dynamic in practice with the tight ends and our H-backs, considering how much they have to do in our running game?
Man, he gets us right,
I like that. Coach, same question for you. So kind of describe what kind of goes into your workload at practice. What are you focusing on, who you working with?
We're focusing on physicality and the small details, the angles towards our blocks and the tracks that we have to take.
Okay, footwork, that type of thing.
Yes, sir.
So how would you describe a real run-first team? I know this, but I
yeah.
want to hear from you.
Oh, yes.
Kind of
Run
setting the
first.
tone.
Run first.
So, Garrison,
Controlling the line of scrimmage, bro.
do you take that personally, like try to set the tone up front?
You got to.
Yep.
You got to.
So this week, this is, the well-vaunted team. You
Yes.
guys were being doubted as an offensive line. What's kind of been the message inside of that group? And I'm going to follow that up with, you guys have showed much improvement since the beginning of the season. Did y'all hear the noise from outside about maybe O-line was a weak spot on the team?
Yes, sir. In the beginning of the season, they didn't know. We lost Gavin. We lost a few guys. We lost Caleb. So, they didn't know how it was going to be. But, we've kind of settled in, and we've been doing good.
Do you think that made you guys closer going through that adversity?
Definitely. Yes, sir.
I want to get a comment from both of you guys about Franklin Parish. Not your typical homecoming team, obviously, but the number of players those guys have and the talent, the skill, and you came out victorious here. Just a couple thoughts from both of you. Start with you, Garrison, on what Franklin Parish, how that game went.
It was a hard-fought game, man. Their quarterback's really good, and they had a really good D-line. We started off slow, and then we put it in gear.
Yes, you did.
We started going, we started scoring, and it was good.
Okay, so
Coach?
Well, they're obviously a good football team. They gave us a test that we expected, and we rise up to the occasion. And we just stuck together and came out with the win, and we just won in all aspects of the game: offense, defense, special teams.
Special teams, big time.
Yeah, special teams real big for us. So with us sticking together, that really gave us the result that we wanted.
You think we grew dealing with all that adversity?
I feel like we grew a little bit right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's talk Bearcats, number one team in the state, defending state champions. You're going to play in a district that's got probably 4 of the top 10 teams in it, but you got to start with one, and it's the Bearcats. Tell us what you expect from them. Talk about that defense that you're going to be looking at.
We expect them to be physical, and we expect our guys to match their physicality, match their intensity, and we just want to execute our game plan and, go toe-to-toe with the number one team in the state.
Garrison, what about you, man?
They're going to run a 4-2-5, and
that's what I'm talking about.
Man,
that's what look like us.
They don't really do nothing crazy on the line, man. They just play hard.
Any players that you looking at like, okay, I need to stop this guy?
The end.
The end?
Well, the end's pretty good.
The right end, left end?
Right side.
Right side. I'll keep an eye on him. So, in your responsibility, what plays would jump out for the right end? I got to take him out. Like counter, pop.
28, outside zone.
Outside zone, getting them zone tracks right.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So, we got a new quarterback this year in Montreal Connor Jr. How was that, having that added addition to the team, changed what you guys feel like y'all need to do?
Man, on pass plays, man, he can really make something out of nothing. A bad play, he can escape, he can do whatever he needs, he can throw the ball real far. So, yeah, that's a big plus.
So that's in the back of your head, like if I just hold my block just a little bit longer.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
The little bit things. All right, man. You guys have gotten markedly better as the season went on.
Yes, sir.
Well, both of you talk about the speed, Ouachita speed on offense, whether it's running back Dade or Connor or Clark or but any of the others too. Talk about how that makes your job. Does it make it easier when they're that fast?
Oh, definitely. You don't have to stay on blocks this long. If someone slips off, man. He can fix you.
It's like, what was that flag?
He can make you right.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, you talk about 28 outside zone. Give us like a favorite play. By the way, a lot of people don't realize offensive linemen love run plays. What's your favorite play, brother?
Oh, power.
Power. That was my favorite. 45 power. What's your responsibility on power?
Just double team to 3, up to linebacker.
Yeah, so I was a pulling guard.
Yes, sir.
So I was back, so I was pulling in, leading up, on the mic. Anyway, but man, that's an incredible insight that most people don't hear. We don't get to hear from you guys. You guys only get heard about when y'all mess up.
That's right.
That's right.
So are you talking to your running backs and your quarterback like when y'all score, come celebrate with me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all got some planned celebrations? A lot of people don't know that. Y'all got some planned celebrations?
I don't. They do their kind of thing. They do their thing.
You need to go to your running back and your QB, and y'all need to say, y'all score, y'all come right back to me.
Yeah.
Get me on camera somehow.
Yes,
sir.
Definitely. Well, Coach, any final thoughts as you get ready for the Bearcats this Friday night?
We need to execute our game plan and just like I said, match that physicality that they bring, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Garrison, any final thoughts about the Bearcats?
Man, if we play how I know we can play, we'll be all right. So,
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a good word to hear. All right, appreciate you guys being here. This is the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Catahoula's Restaurant. We'll be back with Coach Lewis right.
If you or a loved one have been the victim of medical negligence or a drug injury, we can help. Do what thousands of satisfied clients have done. Call Jeff Guerrero, the injury attorney, and go Guerrero.
Hi, I'm Chris Lewis, the proud owner of Coney Island Connection. For nearly 20 years now, we've served the Oklahomites with our fast, friendly service and our famous chili cheeseburgers and our famous chili cheese dogs. Well, the chili is homemade. I'm asking you to stop by today and give us a try. We also serve hot tamales, roast beef po' boy, fried pickles, and much more. We even serve funnel cake fries here at Coney Island Connection on the corner of North 7th and Arkansas Road.
Hey, football fans! Why do you think every generation since 1948 keeps coming back to Tillman Tire? Quality tires at competitive prices, sure, but our service is what keeps them coming back year after year. Tillman customers know we'll do the job right the first time and have you on your way fast. Come see us for tires and brakes Monday through Saturday. Tillman Tire and Wheel, Cypress Street, West Monroe, and Highway 80 Monroe.
If you were just in a car crash, the insurance company could already be calling you. Don't talk to them, talk to us. The call is free, and the difference could mean going into debt or getting the settlement you deserve. Pick up the phone and call us right now. Don't wait. Call Creed and Creed, 387-5800. You can count on Creed and Creed. Call today, 387-5800. Remember, Creed and Creed is all you need.
Sonica Swartz is a proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football, dishing out some of the best burgers, conies, and appetizers in Monroe to the citizens of East Ouachita Parish for many years. From supersonic burgers to bacon doubles, chili cheese conies, jalapeno poppers, and weekly specials, Sonic has something that will satisfy your craving. Grab a snack on the way to the game or dinner on the way home. That's Sonica Swartz, 520 Lincoln Road, proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football.
And we are back with the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. Des Light, Mike Downhour, Coach Lewis, Benji Lewis, AD as well, and Chris Lewis. You guys brothers?
This is a Lewis end.
Just cousins. Just cousins. Okay.
Yeah, we said on the Lewis end.
All right. Well, Coach, we've talked earlier about everything up to this point, but now it's the Ruston Bearcats. Not only Ruston Bearcats, we're talking number one in the state, defending state champion. They're kind of good. So talk to us just a little bit about that, and then we're going to go take a look at a couple of replays here too.
Yeah, man, look.
And it's going to be the first deep kick.
Nobody knew anything about them before. They do now because they have taken the state by storm. And really, this has been a progress for probably 4 years. They went to the semifinals, I think, 2 years in a row. Lost out there, I think, to the same Destrehan team 2 years in a row. And then they bust through and they make it to the finals. And they lose to, I want to say Destrehan, matter of fact, again. And then when they get back that next year, which was last year, they play Zachary, and they took it to them, And, look, everybody's thinking, what is Jared Ball doing scheduling half of Texas, for games?
And
well,
beat
what
them
they did,
all.
well, they went out there and beat them all, So Ruston is feeling great, and they ought to be. They've got a slew of talented guys, a couple of them, 3 of them are 3-year starters for them that are now seniors. And, the thing about it is just the familiarity of the system, both offensively and defensively. These kids have been running this offense and defense since they were in 6th grade,
Wow.
There's a lot of teams that, people are going to quit and leave if you're running 21 personnel, veer, and gap run scheme stuff, the non-sexy stuff that wins games, And then, being on a 4-2-5 defense that don't move around much, don't do much, but just play good, sound defense, there's nothing sexy in that, but it's effective, and they've proven that. And they do that not only with great coaching, great preparation, but also some great football players as well, guys that are highly recruited, highly touted, and look the part as well.
Break down real quick, what are we going to look at offensively and defensively?
Yes, sir. Everything offensively is going to start with that big quarterback. His name is Josh Brantley. This is his third year starting. All right. He is 6'4", 210, and I think he actually is a little heavier than 210. But he is a two-lane commit as a safety. He's going to go be a safety. Yeah.
So he athletic.
Yeah, he is.
He don't mind contact, I bet.
And look, a lot of what they do, they're going to get into what you would, the layman would say, that's a passing formation. They're just doing that so he can run the ball.
Spread you out, create some more gaps.
Yeah, and he does it well, man. He does it really well. He runs, like a 165-pound scat back. Probably doesn't have the wiggle, I would say, is like what you saw last week with Ellis from Franklin Parish.
Yeah.
But what he does have is that same kind of speed, and a tougher runner, like a guy that'll put his shoulder pad, you run behind his shoulder pad. So
kind of like Jalen Smith.
Yeah, and I'll give you a great story about him. My wife and I went to the state championship game last year, and we're sitting at that timeout when Ruston was, I want to say they were down at that point. Coach Ball calls a timeout. And my wife says, what do you think he's going to run here? And I thought he was going to kick the field goal just to extend. They were actually ahead. I said, he's just going to kick the field goal to extend the lead. They come out of that, and he runs fake toss, naked boot with his quarterback who walks in.
Cool.
He believes in that kid.
Yeah.
The kid's the leader. He is the leader. Josh Brantley is the leader of that offense. They do have the jet. That's what they call him, number 4. Jordan Hayes is a third-year starter at running back. Guy can absolutely fly. He's got 3 Division I offers himself. He's 5'9", 175. Last year, if you'll remember, he broke 1 tackle on us in our game. Broke 1 tackle, and it was just right up the middle, and he took it to the house so
Gut
fast.
punch.
Yeah, so very fast. But they do that by committee as well. Number 26 down below, Dylon Brooks. He would start for any school, in this area. Right. He is a tremendous back.
Is he a different style runner than
he's a little tougher runner. He's an in between the tackles guy. Not that Hayes won't, but what that gives them is they can put 26 in and flex Hayes out at a receiver where he's also really well there, good there. But it's a definite 1-2 punch they can use in many different ways. Up front, this guy seems like he's been there forever. Number 55, Sam Nation's a great guy. One of the first guys, I'm the head coach of the All-Star game, the I-20 Bowl, and one of the first guys I was looking for on there was Sam Nations, the center. He's committed to Northwestern State, but, man, he plays like a mid-major, type offensive lineman. He's smart. He's big, 6'3", 280. I don't know. I'm sure he's going to play interior lineman at Northwestern, but I've liked him. He's been a 3-year starter for Ruston, and he really solidifies that front. And then I guess you would say the bell cow in forms of, since he stepped on Ruston High School's campus, this kid, everybody's wanted him, and that's their tight end slot guy.
The little guy.
Yeah, the little guy, Lamad Hudson, who's 6'7", 235, as a sophomore, 3 SEC offers.
Wow.
He came in before he played a down of football. He had an LSU offer.
Wow.
Yep.
Wait, how does that happen?
Man, 6'7", 235.
Exactly.
Tell us how are they using him?
They'll put his hand down at tight end some. He really shines when they put him in the slot.
Yeah.
I mean, a mismatch for anybody. Exactly. And that's what he does. I'm not saying he's a bad blocker. He'll get his hands on you. They've had some more devastating blockers, but he serves his purpose. He position blocks you well.
Gotcha.
It's not that he's not physical. I'm not saying that at all. I've just seen they've had some monsters at that tight end spot.
Absolutely.
Ray Parker comes to mind from several years ago. But what he does, like I said, he offers them that flexibility of being able to flex him out. He can run, long stride guy. He'll get the jump ball. Huh?
Any play action with him?
Yeah, he'll drag on their league play like it's been being. But they've gotten more comfortable now with that guy, with their quarterback, and actually going 10 person, or it's 11 flex with him. But going to that 10 personnel spread, look, trips and dubs and things like that because of what he is and what he can do. And the quarterback, look, he makes his throws as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with that running game being so devastating.
I know. Yeah.
it makes it's
and
like
they
covered for
will.
that.
They can slip number 6 out sometimes with that because you got to key up for the run. They're still a 90% run team, you know. I mean, it's still there. You got to know when and how you can take your chances.
90% run when you got a tight end at 6'7"?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll flip it over to defense. I know it's 4-2-5. Looks a lot like
Right.
Washita, but talk about them.
Yeah, Kyle Williams, let's see, 5 years ago took over the defense there and really simplified it. I talked to Kyle, you know, here and there, and the thing that I admire most about Kyle is you don't have to do a lot to be good. His guys, you won't see him shifting fronts around and playing 3 or 4 different coverages and things like that. They're going to do what they do, and they're familiar with it. And I think Coach Tynes put it best. Their guys are not guys that refuse to get blocked. They just don't stay that way, you know. And I think that's a mouthful of saying, hey, they're not like last year's front, where that front, you know, I mean, those guys were just animals. These guys, you may can get them blocked, but they're not going to stay that way. They're going to fight off of it. And I think that's a testament to what they're doing up front with Coach David Taylor and, of course, Kyle Williams, who was an NFL guy himself, did it at a high level for a long time, that those guys are able to get that front even after what you would call a lapse when I think 3 of the 4 guys signed D1 scholarships, you know, that you're able to get production still out of
this is their down year.
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
it's down year, but it's very senior heavy on here too. I see that a lot of these guys this is their final year.
Everybody remembers Jaden Mayfield, who started at linebacker 3 or 4 years. He's at Louisiana Tech right now. But I'm going to tell you, the guy that impressed me that played for 2 of those 3 years right beside Jaden Mayfield is Zyrick Hill, number 21. He's also now a Louisiana Tech commit at linebacker.
Okay.
This kid was a kid that it was told to me by Coach Kyle. He said he likes Monday through Thursday as much as he likes Friday.
That's special. That's special. I wish I had
I
that.
always
That's
remember
major.
that. You know, I always remember when he said that, and he said that when that kid was a sophomore, and he's still doing it. Man, he really is. He may not have all the physical gifts as far as the speed that maybe Mayfield had or this, that, and other, but he works so hard at it. And he's doing a great job.
Well, that's what it takes. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the video games, having fun, and hanging out with friends.
Yep, that's right. And then, again, on their side of the ball, Aiden Anning, number 1. This is the LSU commit cornerback. Don't kick to him, don't throw his way or anything like that. You know, Aiden Anning introduced himself to Northeast Louisiana, reintroduced himself, I guess you'd say, right out there in the Bayou Jam. I think he took he picked 6, took a kick back to the house and everything against Neville.
So they got Anning Island out there right now?
Yeah, and then his brother is
there's 2
Jaden.
Andings,
His little brother is Jaden, starts as a 10th grader at free safety for him.
Wow.
But Aiden Anning is a tremendous talent, man, and really is a 3-sport athlete. Obviously, he's going to LSU now. He was a basketball player that shoot the 3 on you and then go run track too.
Wow. So he's just all-around athlete.
Yeah, he's just a great athlete, man. And from everything I can tell, just a great young man. I've been around him here and there.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, he is a chore to contend with at that cornerback position. You know, they've got other players. Xander Hayes is another good linebacker. But those guys, Aiden Anning, Zyrick Hill, those guys, Peyton Bell, they've been doing it for a couple of years with that group. So familiarity is what breeds that kind of thing.
They understand the system.
Yeah. You know, and these guys have been doing it, and these other guys that I'm not mentioning right now, they've sat and watched it, and it's their turn now. Yeah. And so far, they've turned in a heck of a season, man.
So example of a program that we building here over at Washita.
That's right.
To have an example of how to get it right in here and how to prepare.
Yep.
Well, guys, I do want to say we have had an outstanding broadcast produced by T-Lay Productions over there. Facebook, Washita Parish Football, Facebook. On YouTube as well. We're still on radio at Rock 106. But one benefit we get right now is we get the benefit of instant replay.
Yeah,
come on.
First play we've got coming up here is Wydell Clark's return.
Right.
And it's going to be the first deep kick I've seen Franklin Parish take. Wydell Clark gets it at the 10, to the 20.
It might have been
He's
a
to
mistake.
the 25. He's still on his feet. Got plenty of running room.
That was a mistake.
He's at 50. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's at the 20. 10, 5. Touchdown, Wydell Clark. but not quite enough there. All right, the Lions have 2 receivers lined up on the left, 2 guys in the backfield with that. Yes, and it's going to be fake the handoff. Connor's going to keep it up the middle. He's broken free. He's to the 40, 50. He's to the 40, 30. Dady's still running 20, 15, 10, 9. They catch him, push him out of bounds. 12 for the Patriots. Last time they were this deep, they got in trouble and were punting out of the back of their end zone, and it was blocked. There's Ellis with the ball. Back to pass. Passes across the way. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by the Lions, and he scores. That is a pick 6 for the Washington. 12 for the Patriots. Last time they were this deep, they got in trouble and were punting.
Yeah, gut punch to him.
T-Lay, great job, man. Good to have
Thank
all
you,
all of that on there. And we're going to see the same thing coming up again Friday night. Rusted Bearcats coming to the Lions Den. Thank goodness it's a home game.
That's right.
We kind of like it like
that.
We got
3 in a row, man.
Coach, final thoughts about let's special teams real quick. We talked earlier about Mondrag, and we talked about Clark's returns. What about the special teams from Ruston's standpoint?
Yeah, they like normal, Coach Ball is kind of employed into that Pulaski Academy. Maybe not to the same extent. They punt and things like that, but definitely on kickoff. I don't know if you remember last year. I think they stole 2 possessions,
yes,
by onside kicking.
Yes,
I
remember.
It's not a. I mean, he's a numbers guy, and he and I have talked about that. And he says if there's a certain number of guys up, or if there aren't a certain number of guys up front, I'm gonna go at it. The numbers tell you you've got it, And so they're doing that still. They're able to steal some possessions and definitely steal some field position from some guys on kickoff. Kickoff return, again, the key of the day is keep it away from Aiden Andy. He'll hurt you.
Wherever he is, don't kick it.
And then on punt, we need to make sure that, we're not kicking straight in the air to him because he's going to be back there,
Gotcha.
As far as kicking, they have a long. Their kicker can kick it a long way. He could put it in the end zone, I believe, and they do it. Punting wise, they do a good job. They employ a rugby punting system. Does a good job. They're sound in everything. That's the thing that when you say where's the advantage? Well, you just gonna have to beat them at their game because they do well and everything. So if you want to beat them, you have to play your complete game. Correct. And not play theirs.
I may answer my own question, but everybody can see on the schedule Ruston, then West Monroe at home, then Neville on the road, then Ash at home. How do you keep everybody focused on just one game? I know it's the next game, but that's got to be difficult.
Well, it's not real difficult when Ruston's this game.
Yeah, you got a month in front of you.
We may have that problem in weeks to come, but you
kind
of know that. Hey, and I'll say it. I've always been a guy to give a team their roses. Look, right now the road to the Dome goes through Ruston.
Yes,
ain't nobody else to worry about.
Absolutely.
It goes through Ruston, Louisiana, and so what a tremendous opportunity we have with those guys rolling in here and their crowd. It'll be another great atmosphere, and we hope to limit mistakes and play. They're going to make you play a physical ball game. If you're not willing to play a physical ball game, it gets away from you pretty quick.
So have you challenged the guys to that? What's been the message to the team? Because this, like you said, is an incredible opportunity to have a measuring stick to see where we actually are.
Yeah, daily. I think the guys would tell you that I've not been as nice this week. There's been a lot more hollering.
What, you not
and
nice?
Just continuing to tell them, they will impose their will on you if you let them. They're that kind of team. They thrive in that, as a matter of fact.
I'm on the sideline with him every week.
He's not nice.
I get to.
We'll be nice. We're nice Friday after I talk to you guys and I go back in there.
It's real nice when we get that W, no doubt.
Yeah. But I have. We talked to them, and in every instance, that's not hard enough. They'll run through that, or we do that, and I definitely do as the coach. I want to let my position coaches come back behind me and clean up whatever it is I said to them. They can come elaborate more, but I'm just pointing out the big picture thing. Hey, you have to be in every facet and every phase of this game. You got to be physical and deliberate in what you're going to do.
And I feel like that causes people to rise to the occasion when your coach sets a high standard like that.
That's
for
right.
you.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? playing a team like that when nobody expects you to win, what needs to happen for us? And because last week special teams was like a big part of us winning that game.
Right. Well, I think the first thing when you look at last year to this year, if you can not steal back, but you just don't give up those possessions on, you just came off the field after, playing Ruston smash mouth, and then you give up an onside kick, your defense is right back on. That's pretty demoralizing.
Yes, it is.
I think there's things as small as just make sure you get all, do what the next play is supposed to do. That is your first offensive play. If it's not for a gain, just keep the ball. Don't fumble the ball away.
Stay on the field.
Yeah, stay on the field. That kind of stuff, I think the mental game against Ruston can beat you up as much as the physical game can, just letting the things compound.
Yeah, so making it small.
Mm-hmm. I think you have to go drive by drive with those guys and say, hey, we won this drive because we were able to get them off the field. We won this drive because we were able to go down and produce points. And, look, we'll worry about the next drive. I mean, whether we win by 1 or 40 or they win by 1 or 40, it's going to happen one drive at a time.
Coach, to kind of highlight Coach Vincent in ULM, the Warhawks got a big win against James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Vincent's point was if you could just hang in there and get them in the fourth quarter, everybody got a shot.
Well,
at
I
that
said
time.
to our guys, the pressure, believe it or not, is not on us.
Yeah.
We're not the
On
one
them.
with a 19-game winning streak or whatever it is. It's not on us. You can go play free and fast because there's nobody outside of the locker room and the people in the stands that think you've got a chance in this game. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion, and that's fine. That's fine. We've started kind of adopting the mantra. We write our story. Nobody else has the pen and the paper. We write it. Ultimately, what we write on Friday night will be, the representation of how we prepared, how we focused, and how willing we are to do this for 4 quarters. But I don't think you can approach it and say we got to do this the whole game. Man, you got to get this drive behind you and then worry about the next drive. And we've done that before in big games in the past when I've been both at Ouachita and played West Monroe and beat them a few years ago. And, in other places in the past, we've talked about that in those huge games of don't think of this thing as a 4-quarter ball game. Let's talk one drive at a time. When we get off, we'll talk about that drive. We'll get ready for the next drive. Don't look at the clock. Let's just keep going. Keep your head down and work until that horn sounds, and then we'll see how that goes.
Well, Des and I have a question to the Lewis cousins over here. We're up in the bird's eye view. We're up in the press box. You guys are on the field, and what we saw from the press box was a full stadium on the Ouachita side, 3/4 full on the Franklin side last week. Man, how does that feel on the field to hear all that noise and feel the presence of all these fans?
I'm gonna answer first, and I'll let Chris answer. I'm so keyed in. I recognize that it's full, but I don't guess I really noticed the enormity of it. But I walked out when we got the first down there at the end. I took my headset off, and I walked out, and I told them, I said, guys, get ready to run the every coach's favorite play in football, the victory formation.
We talked about that.
And when I turned around and told the guys, man, that's a cool moment. When I turned around and told them, I looked up and I saw our home crowd, and I saw that crowd over there, and I thought, man, what a big, huge game. You never put yourself in that moment till the end of it.
Until you got it in hand.
It was really, really, really cool, man.
Awesome.
Really, really cool moment. Glad to be a part of it. So tremendously blessed to be a part of it.
And Chris?
Mike, it's I'm just lost at words. But I can say this. The band plays a major part.
It does. We hear it. We talk about it.
I've seen this for the past, 2 home games. Mm-hmm. When that band is playing and you the quarterback and you trying to hike that ball and the opposite team, I mean, it's what we've seen, 3 or 4 false starts.
Yeah.
And every single time they crank back up and get the plan. But the sideline is just amazing.
Yep.
Them lines come out that first quarter, they are just it's amazing.
Well, I do envy you guys, you especially on the field, being able to do that, and you got to do it a time or two. I've only done it once.
I forgot how awesome it is.
It is awesome.
Chris, you do an awesome job.
Well, I tell you what,
letting us feel that.
I'm gonna tell you this now. I am on a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
So anybody who thought about next year, I just put myself on a contract.
I got you.
But he does a great job of helping people experience what that energy feels like. Because I forgot how awesome it is, but hearing your reaction, oh, that's right.
That's right.
But sometimes when you hear Coach Benji, kind of.
Hey, Coach, what about your thoughts on the first half? And it's like
not right now, Chris. Not right now. I'm sorry, Coach.
Good thing Good thing they don't always catch the look when I look
right,
at that
right.
microphone.
That's good.
Well, you know what? I'm glad Mike has started muting my microphone.
I have had to.
The last 2 games, he has basically cut me off and told me only, you can say something when you get permission. And that's a good thing because sometimes Coach Benji get upset about those calls.
That's right.
You can't be walking around with a hot mic.
No, we don't need that.
No. All right, well, Coach, man, best of luck against those Bearcats. You begin district play. Basically, it's a second season. Best of luck to you Friday night. We'll all be there with you. All right, you've been tuned in to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We'll see you Friday night at the Lions Den. We're broadcasting live from Catahoula's, and we will see you guys Friday night.
If you or a loved one have been the victim of medical negligence or a drug injury, we can help. Do what thousands of satisfied clients have done. Call Jeff Guerrero, the injury attorney, and go Guerrero.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysPH.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Every order earns you loyalty points, so you can rack up rewards faster than a running back hitting the end zone. Save your favorite orders, track your deliveries, and enjoy exclusive offers, all at your fingertips. Visit johnnysPH.com/app. Enjoy the Pizza Squad today. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of game day glory.
Sonica Swartz is a proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football, dishing out some of the best burgers, conies, and appetizers in Monroe to the citizens of East Ouachita Parish for many years. From supersonic burgers to bacon doubles, chili cheese conies, jalapeno poppers, and weekly specials, Sonic has something that will satisfy your craving. Grab a snack on the way to the game or dinner on the way home. That's Sonica Swartz, 520 Lincoln Road, proud supporter of Ouachita Lions football.
Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lake Shore. Clearly a cut above the others. Get ready for hunting season at your one-stop shop, Diamond Gun and Outdoors. Ammo, and check out the latest new and used rifles. Why hunt all over town when Diamond Gun and Outdoor in Lake Shore has everything you need, family owned and operated. Diamond Gun and Outdoor, 8203 Desert in Lake Shore, just down from Ray's PG. Diamond Gun and Outdoor.